What do you think happened? Anyone guess? What do you think happened? What happened?
There was a check.
A check fell. A check dropped. Millions of pounds for his capital to start business. If he had read the book, he would have found the check. He would have found the check. But he did not read it. Uncle said, what's that? He picked it. Hey, Uncle! Ah, thank you. Uncle said, bring it, come, bring it. Uncle took it and did what? So, Uncle, please. No, you are not ready. When you are ready, come back. He began to cry, saying, you are not ready. It shows me you're going to be a failure. Now, I'm sorry guys, I'm going to say this. I'm not discriminatory, I'm not whatever. I've discovered the only edge you have in life above other people is knowledge. And knowledge only comes by reading, by researching. You go to a doctor. You go to a doctor. Why? Because you don't know about it. It's got an edge. He studied for 7 years. So you have to pay him. Whether you like it or not, am I right? Any accountants here? How many have accountants here? You have an accountant? You don't? I'm going to send each Amarusi after you guys. My wife's an accountant. Okay. Any lawyer here? Do you go to lawyers? Because they know about law. They studied it. Well, whatever you know more than other people, then that gives you an edge. Am I right?
Yeah.
And you only get paid for whatever you know better than other people.
Yeah.
You invited me here today because...
Yeah, like me, I'm a dressmaker. I do fashion. You have to pay me.
We have to come to you. Because I can't do job to other. You beautify people. So, if you're going to stand out and be outstanding, it's in your hands. Equip yourself.
Yes.
Right? So, what led me into that? Okay, so, guys, so we're going to be giving you research to do whatever it is you do. In fact, if you do some training in your workplace and it's improved, brought improvement to you, help you to become a better teacher, give us those certificates, we will add them. They're part of the 100 hours. So there are various things that goes to those 100 hours. That's what I'm trying to establish, okay? Now, the professional workshop with Simeon, this is it. These are topics we try to cover within those 3 to 4 months. Okay, with each of them comes specific assignment or task that you have to do. And if you complete those tasks and submit to us, they go into your folder. If any agency comes and says, what have they done? We bring out a rich folder to say this and this is the proof of what Donald did, of this person did, Donald placement. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I start with this now, we're not going to leave here. But I don't want to start to teach. But you see, your quality skills, that's the beginning. Know yourself. SWOT analysis helps you to understand yourself. You have to carry a SWOT analysis about yourself. You know what SWOT means? Tell me. SWOT? Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. If you can know that about yourself, that will help you. Make a list of your quality skills and attributes about yourself. Right? And you submit that to us. Every minute you spend to complete certain tasks goes into those 100 hours. And those are things we'll capture in your log sheet. Does that make sense? Yeah? Hello, guys.
Yeah.
You're tired now, huh?
We are hungry.
You're hungry. I know people must go for...
It's not yet time for break.
We are hungry.
I'm going to finish
I
before...
think we want to take in short breaks. Yes.
Because some people will be going for prayer as well. We planned it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm rounding up now, actually. And then whatever questions.
We enjoy this.
You're hungry. Okay. All right. So, the dragon's den is there. Oh, I love it. I've seen students just say, Simeon, I'm going to challenge you. And within 10 minutes, they just spoke and used various methods, question and answer, and threw things at them. And their colleagues, clap for them and said, wow, okay. let's leave that. Then you need to understand teaching roles and responsibilities. What are your roles and responsibilities? Like I said, it's more than you standing and teaching. You are touching lives. Sincerely. It's okay. That's what we call pedagogy. Sounds like a big jargon kind of, isn't it? But it's actually like the nitty-gritty. How the methods. How do you do teaching? How? And don't forget, not just come and teach anyhow. How do you teach in a way that meets the regulation, the standard required by the government, by the awarding body, by Ofsted? And I think, guys, maybe I should start to advise you look at the SET, okay, Education, Training and Foundation Professional Body. You can actually sign up now as a trainee teacher. Be a member. SET. Yeah.
I've told them several times.
Yes, thank you, sir. Please do that. If you want to build a career, start now. Because there's loads of information there that you can access and you can begin to build yourself. Very important, okay? So, IAG, I've mentioned that. We'll talk about that. Recruitment, retention, progression, we'll talk about that. Okay. Other things we cover, professional workshop with Simeon, classroom management. You have to learn that. You have to. Teaching styles and methods and strategies. You know, VARK. Who knows what VARK means? VARK. Visual, auditory, reading, and kinesthetic.
Yeah.
Good effort. Okay, and kinesthetic. Don't forget that. Okay.
We learn about it.
Sorry?
We learn about
You learn about it. Very good. Good. Differentiation, very, very important. Very important. A student may be dyslexic. How do you incorporate them into your teaching? How will they not be excluded? English is not my first language. How are you going to help me? So that I don't miss out. All those things goes to differentiation. Equality, diversity, policies and procedures, health and safety. Teaching profession is regulated. So all those aspects goes into what you have to pay attention to in class. Okay? Interestingly, because I'm an health and safety officer, anywhere I get to, I wear my cap. The first thing I look around, now this place is neat and clean, guys. I like the classroom. Okay? So all those things are there. The assessment, you have to know about assessment, standardization, quality assurance. We have handouts that will give you certain tasks, certain researches to do. All of that, if you do them, please. I want to build a robust portfolio. That anybody look at portfolio and say, you really did placement. Okay? But then time. So I'm gonna be demanding for your time. Yeah? So prevent training, I think you need to do that now. You know about prevent training. Extremism, radicalization, BT values. We'll send you a link. So, and it is a requirement by the government. You must do it. And then there's a certificate you will print when you complete it. And it goes into your portfolio. And it's for you. Okay, CPD, I've mentioned that, haven't I? Yeah, okay. So now, we don't have so many courses like WIC have at the moment. But we have some that we allow our students to go on. And we're going to partner with WIC to see how to put together a rich, teaching experience. So there are subjects that we are very strong when it comes to health and social care. Okay, business skills, their functional skills, employability, okay, ISO, and all of that will create opportunity. Now, we don't limit our students to this. That's why when you complete your registration form, part of what you will tell us is your subject area. Okay? I'm sure you all study to degree level here. Am I right? Yeah. So because you cannot teach an area that you have not achieved a qualification in, and you cannot teach above the level of the qualification you have. If the highest level you have is level 3, you can't teach level 4 and 5, for example. Yeah? So, very important. And we'll be putting all of that together for yourselves. That's me done. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you,
And
sir.
I think now,
Questions?
yeah, I think the idea is obviously, thank you very much Sunil, for this. I think because obviously it's also first time we're working with this PVG training, and I think the idea is, I was telling you before I invited you, I was telling them how important it is and how difficult it is to find a placement.
I know.
And it's a challenge. So I think the thing is, it's a quite systematic process which PVG training we have now, and obviously we'll talk as well. But I think just to sum up, and I think the idea is, now you know about PVG training. I think Mr. Semin has very clearly tell you. I think I really want to refer you one thing before I say anything. If you go to othm.org.uk, that's your awarding body website, right? You should visit it. You should love it. If you don't love it, you should like it. When you go to othm.org.uk, you go for level 5 DET, right? Diploma. There's a page, it's a complete for DET, and there's a heading called Overview of Diploma in Education Training. You should read it. When you read it, on the first page, in the middle of the page, you'll find a line, it's called placement. And in the placement, I'm just trying to support Mr. Simeon here, what he said. It's not just about speaking, teaching. It's clearly written in your requirements. It's about 3 things. You should have an access, this is the word there. You must have an access of 100 teaching practice hours, which includes teaching, delivery, and planning. I'm not saying it, your awarding body is saying it. You can see exactly the way I said just now. It means whenever you're planning, it's a part of your teaching hours. You get my point? When you're assessing, like Mr. Simeon said, maybe you're going to observe someone and you're assessing someone like your students, your classroom work, it's a part of that because it's written in your description. Are you getting my point? The problem happens, the challenge happens when you don't read document, and that's what the reading Mr. Simeon said. You're on DET program, you're in the last term. I'm sure you read it, but if not, you read it now. We have given you handbook, it's on your Moodle. So you always have to read this document and the website as well, because you will get an idea, otherwise you will take a pressure. Oh, 100 hours, 100 hours is a combination. And I think it's quite good, I've seen it, the structure. This slide, Mr. Simeon, I will request you, if you can share with me. I'll put it on your Moodle. This resources will be available on our Moodle, so you can have access as well, so you know what the structure is. So idea is, when you will be with BBG training, the process is very clear. I was just telling Mr. Simeon and told you earlier as well. Mr. Simeon, we are waiting till next Wednesday. So what will happen on next Wednesday or Thursday morning? I'll send you a list of the students, which has got names. Those are the students who actually are eligible for the placement because of certain conditions. And obviously financial arrangement I've already discussed with you, so I'll send you another email just to clarify. So once you get the name, now what will happen to all of you, you know what is the requirement, the 7 assignments I told you. By Wednesday, please make sure you do everything, get ready. And onward, Wednesday onward, when you send it to us, you definitely need to contact BBG training now, and we have a registration process. Okay, that is obviously between BBG and you know, but we also know and aware about it. So you need to register with them. Okay, and the arrangement is very simple, Mr. Simeon. I just told earlier that obviously if they're meeting the requirement, the eligibility is there. Obviously, whatever the financial requirement, the fees is, registration fees is, we are happy to accommodate the 50% of that, and obviously 50% you have to accommodate. So we are keeping it very transparent, and the reason is we don't want any challenge for our risk. We don't want any for BBG training. We are very clear because we don't want obviously at the end of the day say okay something is happening, and I think to be very honest. Our trust is in your hand. I'm very thankful that they are here. He's in Manchester and he came here and obviously London office as well. But the thing is, it's a time, he mentioned already in the starting. So I think we all have to be very, very honest. It's a placement, it's a serious matter. It's a matter of alternate such college, it's a matter of credibility. BBG training is in your hand. It's not just about your DET program. you are responsible for 2 different institutions plus your awarding body. It's a serious matter. So please support BVG. If they are asking you for documented lesson plan, it's a requirement. Do not try to negotiate, it will not work. It's a requirement, we have to meet it. Yes, support you need it, obviously they will give you idea, they will support you, they will provide you some template idea, that's not a problem. And plus we are also doing, remember we are doing a lot of workshops, Mr. Siman.
Yeah.
We are doing regular activities in this campus. Every month we have 2 events actually. And the skills, employability skills, skills, educational.
Yeah.
We are still in the process of inviting National Career Services, hopefully by February. We will be doing a lot of things for you and obviously you attend. So registration will happen, and after that you please start as soon as possible because like I said, by April first week is the target, you have to complete your hours. So I think what you're going to teach, what subject you're going to teach, Mr. Siman has mentioned. I think on the registration form like you mentioned, please identify if anything like you mentioned to me, for example maths, right, earlier. So please mention it, maybe Mr. Siman can look into it and obviously there are some provisions they can arrange. So I think this is the idea. And I think hopefully what will happen, on Saturday afternoon, remember Sabina normally teaches you. So I am going to talk to Sabina, it's a part of her job as well, that what will happen, she will be working very closely on this placement. Remember afternoon module is the placement and assessments, remember? So more afternoon will be working, this kind of thing. Mr. Simeon will also will get access, everyone will get a folder. And obviously the good thing is with BVG, which I really like it, your system is central. All of your documents, you're not carrying in your laptops somewhere, everything is in the central folder. It's very, very good thing. Because I was telling Simeon earlier to them, if they have a central system, it will help for them for their jobs, applications, whatever.
Yeah.
We have things in place. You're not looking for here, there, something you forget. So please take this as a great opportunity. I think as a matter of time is very, very important. And I think hopefully you will be in the right stage. And we really want you to see as a lecturer, trainer, in the coming future. Is it clear? Yeah? So I think perfectly fine. So I think by next Wednesday, let's share the list with you. I'll sit down with you for minutes anyway. Any questions?
Yeah, just a minute. Because I have 2 children, younger children.
Okay.
So how the hours going to be?
I think that you can discuss with them once the registration will happen.
Yeah.
You remember, once the registration will happen, Nita, you definitely have an induction with them, right?
Yeah.
So in that induction you can ask this question.
Idea
I think this is not the right place.
beforehand.
Yeah, it's a difficult place to answer all.
Decide.
Yeah, but that will happen between you and them at the time of registration.
Okay.
You get my point? Because there's so many questions can come up. The idea for this event was to bring them and give
Basically,
you
I'm
the
asking
idea
the
of
hours
it.
are flexible. Or
Okay.
That's what
So-
you mentioned, yeah.
Of course.
Now, we're definitely going to plan that with the college.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what we don't try to do, and no educational institution ever plans the timetable around individual students'
That's
preferences.
right.
No. No. But there are a number of factors we put into consideration, and that's why I said we'll plan it with WIC to look at the structure or timetable you have here.
I'll share the
And
timetable, of
then
course.
we'll be able to see what works best for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Our job is to share with BVG, but Simeon, they come on Friday, Saturday anyway. They have the classes. So that's what he's asking. So we'll tell them the timetable, and then obviously it's between you and BVG. How do you agree? What hours we agree? And that's what. Because, but one thing is very clear: when you have a class, you can't do a placement that time.
Yeah.
You all know that. So I think that is between BVG and you, and you can look into it. I think it's a discussion point to be very honest. That's why I think in here maybe you'll not get a solution straight away because he has to see your circumstances. You need to see your timing as well. But obviously everything start after registration, I'm very honest with you.
Yeah.
Right? We
Yeah.
don't want like they're giving you so much time and then you're not signing up. So once you register, you're on board, then obviously they will talk to you about this, all these things. Is it okay?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
You said you work with this school in Chesel. Is that the only school you work with, or
The school in,
in Chesel you said?
London.
No, no.
oh,
Chesel.
we work with a couple of colleges.
Okay.
Yeah.
For different
So
places.
which one, for example? You don't have them in your mind?
They can't tell you the name straight away like that. You need to sit down with them, it's a confidentiality.
Yeah, why do you want
So it's
to
very
no,
important.
no.
Yeah.
Just wanted, is for example, the school you work with, your area of specialism is not there, what do they do to adapt you? It's not a problem.
Yeah. No, what will happen? The reason is there are certain things, obviously it's an event, it's in general here. That will be between you and DVG very confidential. So obviously they will
Yeah,
discuss
that's
with
what I
you.
mean, yeah.
That's how it is. Okay?
All right.
So thank you very much. I think
The
pretty much
students
we can do
stay,
it that
please,
one.
you
We
need
will
to
take
update
one.
the register, the attendance.
Yeah.
Is that
So what we will do, let's take a group photo if you don't mind, sir.
Okay, that's
Because after that they will be with you, sir. I will not maybe. So I think maybe we can go to the placement area, isn't it? Let's go to the hall. We'll take one group photo together.
Yeah.
So at least we have. Is it okay?
Can we stay there or here?
No, I think we can go all there in the hall, and after that they can go for break. Is it okay?
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll
Please, I need to update the
I'll post
register
Sabina and
ticket.
Ola